Hey everyone, it's Coach Scott, and I thought I would try to create a visual aid for our girls. I am definitely a visual learner, and I think that a lot of times our kids can learn a lot just by seeing what it is we're trying to run. So we have three different plays that we're going to talk about in the court, and then we're going to talk about two different out of bounds plays, okay, that we're going to do to hopefully get us an opportunity to get the ball in for easy shots. So the first of our three plays that we're going to run is called Rain. Now, you may have seen this more in the first week because it's really the only play that they practiced. So what Rain is as the guard brings the ball up the court, whoever that is, and in this case, we're just going to use Riley as an example as bringing the ball up the court. She would yell Rain, okay, and what she's going to do is she's going to focus on this player here, and we'll just say that this is Nicole. So she would say Rain, Nicole, and then so Nicole would run up here, and she's going to set a screen, okay? And we'll be talking to the girls about how to set screens correctly here. And what Riley will do is she will just dribble up, and then she will cut around the screen and go in for a layup. Okay, so that is just the first and easiest part when it comes to this screen right here. So there's a second part about this. If she could call two people, so we'll just say this is Caroline and this is Nicole. She could say Rain, Nicole, and Caroline. So then they'll both come up and they'll both set a screen so it's a little bit wider. And then Riley will come to the middle and then she'll cut around the outside to get an open layup. And that is it in a nutshell. That's Rain. And so she's going to say Rain and identify the players and then have an open layup. So that's play number one. Play number two is called Pancakes. So you may have heard the girls yell pancakes this weekend. The problem is that they never ran it right. So they did pancakes, but they were running either pickles or rain. So what pancakes is, it's a little bit different. And so I think they call it pancakes because the ball is supposed to be passed to this player in the middle of the circle, and it kind of looks like a pancake. So what in this situation again, Riley would bring the ball up and she would yell pancakes. And if we have everything we want a pass to be thrown right as Riley gets across the division line here, the half court line. And we want a pass to go here, and we'll say this is Caroline. Okay, so Caroline gets the pass here. Well, then whichever way she turns, okay, now she can turn a couple different ways. We could have a defender on this side, or the defender can be on this side. So it just depends on which side the defender is on. So if the defender is on this side, it would be better for Caroline to face this way. And let's just say that this is Haley over here. So she would look over to Haley, and then the play that's supposed to run is a backdoor play. Okay, so what that means is that Haley will take a couple of steps, and she would yell, "I'm open." Well, what ends up happening is the distraction of the defender hearing "I'm open," she'll try to cut in front because she's going to try and steal the pass. Well, what then happens is that Haley would go back door, and she would receive a bounce pass as the goal and go in for a layup. And the same thing happens on the other side. So we would have that. Now, the other outlet is if she looks here and there's nobody available, we can look back over here, and if that's not available, then we have a couple things that we would want to make sure that Caroline knows that she has available to her. So if the defender is really overplaying this pass now because she looked over here, and let's say the defender is really doing a good job here, and we don't have anybody to pass to, well, we just want Caroline to fake a pass and then dribble right down the middle and go shoot. So that's what that looks like. That's what pancakes looks like. Okay, our third and final play is pickles. So what pickles is that we actually ran this a couple of times. We actually had wide open layups. So this play really worked well for us this week. And again, it just depends on which side of the court the ball's being brought up on. If we're on this side of the court, then whoever passed the ball in will just come over here. If it comes over on this side, then Riley would be over here, and the passer in would just go over here and would be here. So we'll be talking to the girls about this. but I hope that this one you may remember. So this one, Pickles, if Riley is bringing the ball up here, she's going to yell Pickles again. So we're going to teach the girls to take a step this way to try to create space and then come up to receive a pass here. Okay, so we'll get rid of all this junk here. And so the pass then would come here, and Riley and Kayla did a good job, and they ran this weekend. The pass would come here. Now, after the pass is received, Riley runs ahead of her player and gets a handoff and goes in for a layup. Now, we ran again. We ran this twice over this past weekend. We ran it once as Pickles, and we ran it once as Pancakes. So we're hoping that we'll be able to create some change here. So the goal is that we have 3 different plays. We have Rain, we have Pancakes, and we have Pickles. And again, Pickles is smaller, so it's a quicker handoff, versus Pancakes is a bounce pass, a little bigger than a Pickle. So hopefully that makes sense. The girls were trying to think of fun names for the plays. So Pancakes and Pickles won out on these plays. So that's the quick, simple play. Obviously, if this pass or this handoff doesn't work, then we can have this player go in the backcourt and we can pass it over here, and then we can start over with either Pancakes or Pickles or Rain. So it's a nice way of being able to let the girls know that they don't have to be stuck with that one play, and that they have options. So that is Pickles in a nutshell, and now we're going to show you 2 out-of-bounds plays. Okay, so here are our 2 out-of-bounds plays. Our first one is Tornado. And what Tornado does is it allows us to get an open layup. We ran this a few times in practice. We told 4 of the girls what we were doing. We told the other 3 girls that were on defense nothing about the play, and it ended up being wide open multiple times. So what it is if we have a sideline throw-in, and this would be in the front court, so we'd be shooting at this basket here. Okay, so if we're shooting at that basket here, we want to try to get a play that will allow us to have a wide open layup. A lot of times it's just the girls running around saying, I'm open. Somebody finally goes in the backcourt, they throw it in. But we never really get a basket out. So we want to attack. So we'll set it up where the one player will have an out-of-bounds play here. And then the next 4 players will line up all in a line directly in front of the thrower-in. So we'll give a couple of feet. So the way that this works is the first player in line is gonna do a different type of cut than anybody else. But the thrower-in will smack the ball and yell Tornado. As soon as she smacks the ball, that is a signal that everybody needs to get ready. Everybody needs to move. So the first player is going to, most likely the defenders are all going to be over here. Okay, and that's why we're doing this play like this. We're going to say Tornado, pat the ball, and the first player is going to run around and go here so that she'll get a bounce pass. Because what's going to happen is the defender has to follow her, and she's going to follow her all the way around. She'll probably be a couple of steps behind her. So if it works out, we're going to have a wide open layup if we pay attention to that. So that's what the first key for Tornado is we want to get that first player to get that open layup by just running around and cutting down. Okay, so that's player number 1. Player number 2, okay, is just going to go in the backcourt for a safety valve. Okay, that way we can throw it back there and not have to worry about a defender taking the ball. Okay, so that's what player 2 does. So we'll get rid of them here. So player 1 is going to be down here. Player 2 is going to be back here. So player 3, all she's going to do is, once that clears up, all she has to do is take a step forward, and she can be an outlet here for play number 3. Okay, and then number 4 is just going to go back here. The goal, again, is we want the first option to be a wide open layup. We can throw it in the backcourt, or we can pass it right here, or we can throw it over the top if this player just runs in the back. So that is what Tornado looks like. Okay, we can also run Tornado from underneath the basket. So what Tornado does from under the basket, it's the same exact play, except now our first player, here number 1, okay, is going to run around this way and hopefully get an open basket. This player now is going to go this way. Okay, we'll run out to the corner. Okay, this player will run over here and they will do a little crisscross. And so we're hoping with a lot of the movement we'll get a layup here or a layup here. Okay, so if I wind it back, we'll just kind of go through these one by one again. So the first play is the first player goes around, and she basically cuts right here to hopefully get a pass for a layup. Okay, player 2 is going to run out to the corner. She can be an outlet here. Player 3 is going to turn and run this way, and right as she passes her, player 4 is also going to go this way. So we might be able to get a secondary layup. Okay, so that's what tornado looks like from underneath. Now, let me set up scissors for you so we can show you what that looks like. So scissors is it's a fun play. A lot of high school teams run this one. It's very basic though. It's not a lot to it. So they're basically going to set up like this. Okay, and so what scissors does is we're going to set screens, and we can do it one of two ways. The only way we're going to show them today is we're going to have this player go across and set a screen, and this player go across and set a screen. This player will run over here and hopefully be open for a layup, and this player will run over here and could be open for a pass and a jump shot. Okay, so that's the way that we're going to teach them now. Now we're going to add a wrinkle to this a little bit later, where when we do scissors, we're going to set it up that they go diagonally. So we'll set a screen here, and we'll go set a screen here, and then right down the middle, right down the middle, and we'll have two options. Okay, we're not going to show them that one yet, but that's the next phase. We'll be able to set it up so that the kids will be able to learn a little bit easier. So there's 3 plays in the court, and there's 2 out of bounds plays, and that's it right now. We can look at changing things around a little bit later, but for this practice this week, we're going to focus on these plays so that the kids will be able to learn not only how to run rain and pancake and scissor and pickles, but also tornado and scissors on the throw-ins. We're also going to talk about rebounding. We're going to play against a team that has a very tall, aggressive girl this week. We're going to talk about rebounding and continuing to make sure that we use the square, because I think when we use the square on layups, we end up having a better success. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I know if I was a player back when I was a 6th grader and I could see these things, it would be a lot easier. So I'm hoping that the kids will be able to watch this video, and you will also be able to watch it and be able to help them understand where they're supposed to go in certain places. So anyway, I look forward to coaching the girls this week, and I hope that you guys have a great week. Thanks.